Namaste, everyone. My name is Arnav Sood. I'm from Arya Samaj of Greater Houston, and my topic today will be Relevance of the Vedas. The Vedas are the storehouse of knowledge from God. It is the greatest body of knowledge known to mankind. The material world goes through changes, but the Vedic knowledge is eternal, so it always remains relevant to the world. The truth about the world does not change. The truth is always true, no matter what time or state the world is in. The modern education system, where students like me are brought up in, constantly emphasizes the belief that the world has evolved from a heap of chemicals to the complicated world we know today. Especially in history class, where we are taught that the present Western civilization is the epitome of all human learning, knowledge, progress, and understanding. In 10th grade, I remember learning about the ancients, the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, Mesopotamia, etc. Yet when the topic of Vedic culture arose, nothing was said other than it having no beginning. The disregard for the most ancient and advanced culture, which put to shame the pre-existing cultures during ancient times, shows modern culture's negligence to the most glorious culture to ever grace the planet. The emphasized belief that until the advent of modern science, people lived in darkness and ignorance, believed in myths and fairy tales, and did not know proper hygiene or medicine is etched into modern education. Even the idea that language evolved from some ape-like grunting to the reciting of Shakespeare is so absurd that it's amazing they've gotten the majority of people in global culture to believe in it. What our teachers neglected to tell us is that at the time when people in Europe carried clubs and lived in caves, or in the Middle Ages when people were burned for saying that the earth revolves around the sun, Vedic culture had already described advanced mathematics, the universe and its planets in great detail. In general, the world we live in today runs on science and proven statements. Basically, science means empirical knowledge based on sensory perception. But who decided this is the best way to gather knowledge? We get knowledge from many other sources, like learning from authorities. That's why we go to school, to learn from authorities. In fact, we wouldn't know much at all hadn't someone taught us. We might know that 4 apples is double as many 2 apples, but if someone hadn't taught us that, we wouldn't even know the language and concepts to express mathematics. Thus, it is an observable fact that knowledge from authority is the most important way of learning, which was exactly predicted by Vedic sages, who hold that of different methods of gathering knowledge, like pratyaksh, senses, anuman, logic, and shabd, expert testimony. And shabd is the most important, and it holds true whether the subject is spiritual or material. Along with academic knowledge, spiritual knowledge and how to lead a happy and productive life are included in the Vedas. Like how animals are programmed with certain tasks in order to live, humans were too given some basic guidelines in living a happy and productive life, though we have also been gifted with this blessing and curse of free thought. The Vedas provide the basic guidelines necessary for humans to prosper. For example, the 16 sanskars were created as checkpoints in one's life to show their progress in their life in order to promote productivity. To sum up, as Arya Samajis, the studying and teaching of the Vedas is the third core principle of this organization, and the importance of this principle is increasing in modern times, where the Vedas are disregarded by the West. As the newer generations come and take over, it is our duty to impart the Vedas with them. Thank you.